Hello again, everyone. Welcome to this week's edition of Focus Vandalia. My name is Rich Hopkins. I'm the communications manager for the city. And on today's program, we are smack dab in the middle of the Christmas season, where all the kids and families are anxiously awaiting the arrival of Santa to their front door. We've got some tips on today's program to make sure that it's only Santa and not one of these trucks rolling up to your house on Christmas Eve.
For many, it's the best season of the year, but as fun as it can be, fire officials say it can also be a dangerous time, with a number of potential hazards to navigate. Fire Captain Steve Milliken says Christmas fire safety begins at home.
Check your Christmas lights. As you get them out each year, if you're using your old ones, make sure there's no cracks in the wire. Make sure there's nothing else going on with them. Make sure all the bulbs are good. If a bulb's bad or broken, make sure you replace it before you put it on the tree.
Another potential holiday danger comes from the use of extension cords.
Any extension cord creates a friction, or when electricity passes through it, it creates heat. I have personally been on fires over the years that have been caused by exactly that the heat built up under a rug, under something that they laid over it, and has created a fire in a home with devastating results for the families.
If you're buying a new extension cord, Milliken says make sure it's got the UL tested tag. Those without that tag could be lower quality and more apt to malfunction.
Follow the manufacturer's recommendations. Most of them say only three strands of lights added into that extension cord. Make sure you're using ground fault interrupters if you happen to be doing it outside. These are very smart things, making sure it's not exposed to water, snow, things of that nature, and to be very, very careful when you're on ladders.
Milliken says this time of year, injuries from falls skyrocket. This includes people standing on chairs to reach a little higher or using a ladder. Never climb a ladder when you're alone. Don't climb higher than the recommended maximum, and don't overreach to throw off your center of gravity. And now, let's talk about the tree.
Make sure your tree is not a dry tree. When you purchase a Christmas tree, if you purchase live ones, make sure you keep it watered. It's one of the biggest things that we run into. There's only about one in every 45 fires that are caused by a Christmas tree, but usually they're very, very bad when they do happen because it is a tinderbox. If you think about how leaves burn this time of year when they're really dry, a Christmas tree that's dry is the same thing. They go up very, very quickly.
Milliken says you can follow these rules to a T and still possibly have a fire to deal with. He says if you discover a fire inside the home, your first priority is to get out of that house and call for help.
One thing that we always tell everyone, that a fire will double in its size every minute. So the big thing that we want to make sure people understand is get out of the house, call 911, don't go back in for anything, get out with what you've got, your pets, everything else, get out the door and call 911.
One final thought on holiday safety around your home. If you don't have a smoke detector or a CO detector in your home, that's the perfect Christmas gift. You want to make sure you make it into the new year healthy and happy. That's going to do it for this edition of Focus Vandalia. I'm Rich Hopkins. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.